Welcome to Matters of DeCorum. I'm Scott Corum. This is what matters to me. I have the most amazing fans and viewers. You'll notice there are no black splotches over me at the moment. Viewer and longtime fan Todd, hi Todd, sent me this new webcam immediately after I put out my last vlog, in which I complained about the fact I had wrecked my web camera and needed a new one. This one is by a different manufacturer, so I am using different software to capture. So this is all a little experimental right now. Let me know what you think about how everything looks and sounds and whatnot. I have a tradition of learning how to do things by going to negative examples. I learned web design from a book called Web Pages That Suck, and its sequel, Son of Web Pages That Suck, that teach good design by showing you bad design and explaining why it's bad. I've done that with web pages and Excel spreadsheets and role-playing games. Around 1987, 1988, I was in Columbia, Missouri, and I had an opportunity to buy one of two, I only had enough for one. There were two boxed products in a gaming store at the mall that I was at. The original boxed edition of the BattleTech war game, or Gary Gygax's Cyborg Commandos, the role-playing game. Just the name. I was into cyborgs and robots and whatnot way back then, so this was a hard choice, but I screwed up my courage and read the backs of the boxes, and I bought Cyborg Commandos. Cyborg Commando, I'm sorry Gary Gygax fans, I'm a big fan of most of the stuff he wrote. Cyborg Commandos is not a good role-playing game. And I could talk about a lot of different problems with it, but I'm looking at one in particular to kind of springboard off and talk about what I'm doing right now. And you generate a set of stats, and then you discarded that set of stats because you got a new body, but to hold on to that set of stats because in another 2 games you might be able to use them again. 2 games which never came out. But in the player section, it talks about getting additional equipment for your Cyborg Commando. Guns and lasers and whatnot. The rule stated that you may want to get additional equipment for your character, so ask the game master what the statistics for that equipment is. You go to the game master section and it says that your players will ask you for statistics for certain items of equipment they will want for their character. Make up some statistics and get it to them. There are no equipment statistics. There's no type of statistics. There's a general guideline in the character sheet about what damage and durability is, but no, just make it up. That instilled in me this deep sense of giving people the hell they ask for in a role-playing game. It's not all that hard, really. Or at least, kinda. This vlog is about how projects snowball on me, which happens really often. And that lesson from Cyborg Commando is why. Because I don't want someone reading one of my books, any of my products, and having the reaction that I did to reading Ask the Game Master for Stuff, Game Master, make shit up and hand it to them. My reaction was almost to make the book learn how to fly out of a car traveling 65 miles an hour on Highway 40, but this is what happens to me when I'm writing a product. I've been working on 6 products simultaneously, spread out over my desktop for a couple months now. One of them should be coming out the same day that this video is released. I'm down to the last chapter, and it is just commentary, and so there's no math or overt extra work to do. It's just the final commentary on the product, my final thoughts section. The product, I believe, is called So There's This House. It was supposed to be really simple. It was supposed to be something I would just whip out, because I've just whipped out stuff in the past. I have been fast. I'm not fast now because chemotherapy does terrible things to your brain. I'm trying to work my speed back up. Here's the problem I had with this book. I have run this scenario in my head and for people playing my games 100 times, maybe more. You're just starting out. You want to take your new player character out for a spin. Kick the tires, take it for a drive, get it up to speed, see how it works out. And I kind of have a go-to scenario for that. It's simple, it's basic. It's something that Vic started running me through, and it just kind of picked up traction, and it's part of my operating system now. You've got a character who needs to start a campaign or start their career as an adventurer in a near modern setting. So what do? How do you find something that this up-and-comer with no reputation and have probably spent all of their starting budget on their equipment or special abilities, so they don't have much money. Maybe they're trying to live off the grid, so they need to have resources. How do you start that? You make a streetwise roll. You end up talking to some guy, probably a bartender, because traditionally bartenders are the source of all information in role-playing games. He realizes that you're looking for something to do. You're looking for your next adventure. You're looking for the encounter of the episode. So there's this house. It's in a bad-ish part of town. It used to be a nice place. It's kind of gone downhill. I think the owner passed away a while ago. Bank took it up. Just kind of sat there. Then some people moved in. Now, I don't think they bought it. I don't think they are there, legally. No, they just moved in. Have loud parties. Get a lot of the kids in the neighborhood around. And some of those kids leave with a little bit less money and maybe feeling way too good. Way better than they should. I'm not going to say they're selling drugs out of that house, but they probably are. Cops don't go in the area anymore. Not sure why, but they just don't. Doesn't matter how much the neighbors complain. Nope, it's just that house. That one house, man. If something were to happen there, I don't think the cops are showing up. I don't think anyone is. I just think, there's some guys there doing bad stuff, and if things happen to them, okay. You want the address? You look like the kind of person who can handle yourself. It is dead simple. It is so easy. It's, you know, okay, so there's this house, and you go to this house, and there's guys in it, and the guys are doing bad things, and they're probably armed, and if you just take out the guys in the house, you know, murder hobo style, then you're done, and you've got experience, you got all the equipment, you get out the guys, whatever money is there, because they're selling drugs and stuff, so there's plenty of money, and drugs and stuff, and for you to do what you want, and you know, maybe you can just stay in that house, you know, they were squatting in that house, maybe you can squat in that house for a while, have a place to stay, something to work out of, some resources, make a name for yourself, and the community's nice and grateful. When I think about that scenario in my head, you know, I make a player character and I run the player character through that. You know, a bunch of the characters that I've published as PCs or even villains have gone through that exact same scenario. They haven't all survived. There's some challenges involved, but that's the thing of it. It's a base, simple... How hard could that be? How hard could that be? The book was going to be 10 pages. Maybe. I'm about to write the last chapter. The last chapter starts on page 68. How does a 10-page quickie go in and shoot up a house, take 2 months, and get to 70 pages? I'll tell you how. Because at no point in time did I want someone to read this book and get... Your player characters are going to ask you for something. Make some shit up and hand it to them. There are questions that people will ask when they face this scenario. You know, I know that thugs have, you know, maybe a 10 or 11 base number to roll against in victory when you're going and fighting that, and their weapons are doing somewhere between 12 and 15 damage. But when you buy a book, you want stats. So you gotta make those thugs. Stat them out completely. What are their skills? What are their abilities? What are their backgrounds? What weapons do they have exactly? How do they, what are their roles? What are their bonuses? What's their ability to notice things? Do they have any conversational skills? This comes in important. Then there's going to be a boss to the house. Well, I didn't want to put one house boss in there. That is boring, and it doesn't scale. I wanted bosses with a varying set of levels of difficulty, because not all player characters in Victory are made the same. Some of them are that, you know, base level guy with a lot of equipment who comes out the gate, you know, ready to go, or maybe it's that escaped psionicist from Project Demna who is just trying to survive on the street another night. Now their improvement budget went into psychic powers. There's just this broad level. So okay, a number of different house bosses. Maybe someone wants to start a really serious campaign with this, and so you need a house boss that's going to be a recurring villain, someone who's got so much juice that they're probably getting away from this, whatever it is, if not putting a hurt on the PCs and driving them off. So that's 6 house bosses. A little variety, and if someone wants replay value out of the supplement, they've got it. You need the house. Well, there's a system for designing buildings in Victory, so I did that. And then I realized I haven't drawn a proper map for a building since 2015, and I threw myself at it over and over again. I just wanted a floor plan. I just wanted a decent floor plan. I don't have a 3D model of a house amongst the assets that I've got, which is normally my go-to. So, I wanted a 2-story house. I knew kind of what I wanted. I bought special software. Microsoft had this great sale on one of their programs that does floor plans. And I didn't like the results, but it gave me kind of a start. So I taught myself to do floor plans. That took a little while, but okay, so now it's got floor plans and stats for all the rooms, all the furniture in the rooms, and the car, and the garage, because, you know, people are going to want the car. Well, if I've got varying house bosses with different special abilities, I can't have just, stats for one set of thugs, because, I could just, okay, there's thugs, there's these stats, but what if they have special thugs? What if I want to up the challenge level? What if people want to make it a little bit more difficult? So, 5 or 6 or maybe 7 varieties of thugs that can be thrown in there to help out the house boss. There are rules in Victory for making thugs more or less difficult to fight. They can be mooks, which means they're just easy to take out. All I gotta do is fail a damage resistance roll once, or they can be lieutenants, and they've got shrugs and risks, just like any player character, and they're harder to take out. So there's like 14 varieties of thugs, so that gives you plenty of replay and variety. And if you want to encounter those folks someplace else, that's a gang with regular equipment and whatnot. Maybe security forces for someone. Handy. Okay, well now, awesome. So I got my boss, I got my thugs, I got my house. I've got the stuff in the house. Well, I've got the stuff the house is made out of. Oh, this is a drug house, isn't it? Which means you could reasonably encounter narcotics there. So, I have rules for making things like narcotics in the Victory system. There's the equipment rules have basic costs for stuff like this, but then that's researching narcotics and pharmaceuticals and their effects and trying to translate that into game terms. And I could have gone a little bit further and made this set of charts and diagrams and stuff for creating your own narcotics or randomly rolling effects of narcotics, and then I realized that was going a little overboard for what was supposed to be a 10-page supplement, so I just listed the effects and costs and production manners for some real-world narcotics and a few fictional ones, because why not put some fictional stuff in here? It's a fantasy role-playing game, well, your modern role-playing game. But there's magic and psionics and cyborgs and stuff, so have some custom, fancy, weird drugs that you're not going to find in the real world. And that's a chapter. And then, the several hot showers I needed after researching the effects of methamphetamines, LSD, MDMA, and a few others. It's not an exhaustive list, but it's big enough that, yeah, it's reasonable. Here's stuff that you can find in the house. And, well, you're going to have thugs, you're going to have the house bosses, the drugs in the house, the stuff the house is made out of, the house itself. And, nothing exists in a vacuum. I know the cops don't come around to this place, but there's a neighborhood, there's concerned citizens, there's a drug house, there's going to be customers and stuff. So there needs to be some other NPCs, just some bystanders, potential adversaries or potential allies, maybe sources of information, people who might be customers in the house or looking to take the house down, maybe a reporter or two. So, fortunately, thanks to my Patreons, I have a bunch of NPCs sitting around, and I've thrown some of those in there. So that was just page layout. That didn't take that much extra time. And then it's, well, okay, so now I have all of these ingredients. Now it's time to mix them up. How is these encounters going? How do you arbitrate and adjudicate these situations here? What are the rules involved with the house? What's the loot? Don't make people make up the loot they get out of this. You want a certain balance. Well, the different bosses have different amounts of loot and different stuff that they can go to. So maybe you face this one and only get this much, or maybe you face this one to get all this awesome stuff. Maybe you, as the game master, want to randomly roll which boss it is to really make it interesting. Or maybe you read the section on scaling the bosses for the level and capability of the player characters, which I had to write. So, this is a 10-page throwaway idea. And what happens in my head with a 10-page throwaway idea. I have some other books on the desk being worked on. Some of them have been there for years. Some of them have been there since before I was ill. They don't get smaller over time. I get information on the back burner, and I get stuff working, and material just kind of comes out, I hope, on a good day. Caffeine, long soaks in the hot tub, the occasional walk. I need to take trips to get my head out of this office and into Solvang or Temecula or someplace other than here. Santa Monica is really nice, actually. Nice and inspirational. Because I could sit here and empty my brain out over and over again, and all I will get is a book that isn't done yet because it needs more stuff. By the end of today, So There's This House should be available for purchase at rpgnow.com. Hit the link to my products that are in the description for the video. It'll be the most recent thing up there, most likely. If you're seeing this video down the road, it'll be hopefully further back in the list of new products, but it'll be there. I invite you to have a look. If you are one of my Patreons, and if you're not, why not? Being one of my Patreons is awesome. You're going to get your copy of this through Patreon probably within a few hours of this video coming out. My Patreons, regardless of what level they support me at, get every product that I put out. It's just out there. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Just saying. Well, thanks for following along during this discussion of my creative process and this book that's coming out. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I kind of hope you enjoy this book, because that means that somehow you will have purchased it or acquired it. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, give me a thumbs down. Feedback is feedback. If you would like to tell me what you think of the book or my process, if you have a similar difficulty with your process, if you want to call it a difficulty, or there's stuff you want me to talk about, or you have questions or comments, leave me a comment down below. You'll love leaving me a comment. I'll love getting a comment. If you'd like to see these videos as soon as they come out, and why wouldn't you, hit the subscribe button. If you do hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you actually get alerted when my videos show up. If you'd like to help support and maybe get some of those products as soon as they come out, I invite you to hit me up on my Patreon page, www.patreon.com/ScottCorum, and consider donating. Absolutely anything helps and allows me to make better videos more often and more role-playing products. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I'm Scott Corum. This is what matters to me, and I'll see you next time in the next Matters of DeCorum.